this one in particular is my own. We've had a request for it to be made in linen, and I just thought I'd show you it on my lady here. There it is. The great thing about these bags is that they hold a lot of stuff, and I like the closure here, which you can see it's just opens up really quite wide. And then I've lined this one in linen. The lady in question who's ordered it wants the outside in linen because she's a poorer status than I portray. And I am going to line it with undyed linen, simply because I think it'll just be too thin, and she can get all her modern day knickknacks in without anybody realising it. So I've blended this up a little bit with some studs and there. The leather work was done, and the wood was done by Blackwater leather, and so this is a collaboration between it. So there we are. This is the Birka bag. Now you can see at the top here it's held together with the bag itself to the wood frame handle. Is held together with wool, and then it's edged with wool as well, so it's all hand stitched along the edge to make it look nice, and inside I've just hand stitched the lining to the outside as well. So the next thing was to source some wool in the same colour. This is one of those, here's one I did earlier moments. A few years ago I did a little foray into dyeing with natural dyes. Have it dyed with weld, and this was actually dyed with weld. We did this when I was at an event, and we did it on the wick at the time. So it's nice to see. I've obviously used this at some point because this is actually thrums, so that's from weaving, so that's long enough. Interestingly, this one is some wool. It's pure wool, and it was done with onion skins. I did this one at home, and I just collected a load of onion skins. I didn't even use them mordant, and everybody said, oh, it'll not work well, and it's worked really, really well. So I really like that. That's on a lovely golden sort of brown colour. And this was done again on the wick with a lovely lady who showed me how to do it, and it was done with woad. So these are all plants that I'm going to be growing. Obviously onion skins are growing anyway, for my dye garden. So I've got woad growing, it's on its way, and I've also got weld growing, and so now I've found my wool to go with the linen. So there we go, that's what I'm going to use. I've got two pieces of linen here. One I'm going to dye, and the other bit I'm not going to dye, so I can do the lining with. Next step at the moment with one of them is to actually get the dye material together to dye with, and that's my job today. I've got some of the dry weld in here, and I'm going to soak it for a couple of days. I've already had some to soak, but I didn't have enough for the amount of material, because you have to use the same weight of dye material to the material of wool or yarn, whichever it is you're going to be dyeing. So this colour hasn't come from that, that's from basically making pickles. My other job I do. So that's just making sure everything's sweated. And then I'm going to pour the other one in, and then leave it for a couple of days before I start to do the next process.